Earth Spirit. Phantom Lancer.
Night Stalker. Lion. I speak for the trees.
Gyrocopter! Clinks.
cheaper. I think the item itself was just a bit more commonly bought. So, and also that was back when the safe lane was the safe lane. So you could always guarantee you farm it up easy. Like last game, he was getting bullied, he was getting ganked. He did manage to get a good Midas timing up regardless, but it's much less common to see gloves first. And yeah, he's gone for Wraith Band Mango. This is more standard.
So he will be able to do quite a bit by his lonesome lane, I feel. I mentioned how he starts off with that 0 armor. He did opt for the Ring of Stout Shield as well, but he can effectively, unless JDH rotates. Feels really good thus far in terms of the laning for the Radiant side. They do have a sentry up on Babolka and with 5 wards on him, 3 sentries, 2 obs, so they are looking for perhaps putting BH.
That's a lot of... so they actually have 4 total sentries at the start. They really want to not let this BH get anything done.
Do get that deep ward for the dire side down behind the tier 1, looking for the career snipe, which is going to be nice for JDH, but he could run into his own demise here. They're looking for him actually sitting on the rune.
Yep.
Care for Ferrari.
That's a cool role to use. Like, rather than just waste a sentry, you just throw the roll there in case, because if it hits, you know to drop your sentry. You've already hit him with the slow. So a very effective way to kind of scout that rune, and just costs you 50 mana. But I mean, Earth Spirit, you're rolling Boulder. You don't really have mana problems until you start using your Boulder Smash.
Yeah, and you're definitely gonna load out with a few clarities as well. Not that much expended. Ron gonna be accompanying up his bot lane early on, and it seems like RLTK can essentially sack this. He will go the creep and maybe try and soak some tower, but it's
not a bad creep to get because he gets that armor aura, so it's at least going to help him a little bit in lane. I was thinking like, okay, RTK for this lane probably needs a good creep. I'm thinking like Satyr and the Wildwing are 2 that help. The Ogre's not bad as well, but to get the Ogre, he's got to go like deep into the Radiant jungle, and then he doesn't even guarantee he's going to get it. So it's kind of a risky move to make.
Yeah, and with that 5 armor, he's looking a little bit resistant to this, but already the rotation in from Wrong. We'll be able to zone him with the Void, and XXS probably going to have a little bit of a better time as his in the Dire off lane. He started with the boots first, up against HYM's Lion, so maintains vision of get himself from any perilous situations, but mid lane JD is going to rotate in once again, though Babolka is behind his lone druid, so gonna recognize that and get the hell out of dodge.
It's this constant sentry battle in the mid lane. Like first Bounty D-wards one, then Earth Spirit comes back D-wards another. Bounty actually, he finds the obs and the sentry here nearby. Really nice heads up play from him.
Yeah, and they've yet to really get any of these dire wards as well in the early. So a little bit of a economic influx. The experience as well, and that can really help out the bounty. I mean, we see bounty get starved out in the early game, and if it does not get that level 6 at a reasonable time around that mark, it's really hampering to his lineup's ability to snowball. Grabbing these couple boards could be nice to get him some early wisdom.
I mean, something kind of curious to look at is just the net worth difference this early on. From minute 0, it was a 500 net worth advantage from Vici Gaming, and that's the bounty hunter effect, because the sentries that does, they don't contribute to your net worth, and it's obviously a very small amount. It's not like they're losing or behind, but it very much kind of speaks to what bounty hunter does to your draft, and well, to your economy more than anything, where you've got to just keep on maintaining detection. Sentries does. Later on, you're going to buy a gem. And it's really hard to keep up sometimes as a support. You'll often see 2 very underfarmed supports when you're versing a bounty hunter. Yeah,
we talked about in the draft, alluded to a little bit the fact it could be a tough off lane for them, but we also mentioned how the aggressive potential will Night Stalker Earth Spirit, but giving you tons in lane. RLTK has actually been able to find a lot. Savage Roar goes out mid, and the Boulder will come through.
Yeah.
Ferrari will be safe for now. Either way, Doom feels like he's getting a little bit too much. Level 3.5 in this lane. XXS already been forced out of lane. Gone about parity in terms of with him. Already back into the...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this for IG and not being able to shut down RTK is just the fact that they didn't pick up that support, like in the classic sense. Like they've got an Earth Spirit who's roaming. They've got a Night Stalker who's... I mean, he's I guess is zoning this bottom lane, but obviously he's not really able to solo zone a Doom. Doom has had to use the Scorched Earth already once, but he's still at least fairly healthy and has Tranquil Boots in about 50 gold. So once he's got the Tranquil Boots up, he'll have that sustain he needs in this lane. Looks like he's just going to pull pretty we're going to go back to Founder now. He can devour once and then head back to base. Unfortunately, this camp is damn near impossible to stack. Maybe with the single Wild Wing, you may actually get. We'll see what we can do here.
We've got the new Ice Frog added spawn boxes for him if need be, so that's always...
Yeah. This camp is... I actually hate how hard this camp is to stack. It's like the only camp in the game you just like can't stack unless you Tango and Quelling Blade through on the right side and go through, but the fact you have to Tango through is just a nightmare.
Certainly a little costly. I figured JDH might take the lane for a bit, bot, but he's still sitting mid. Down, so feeling pretty safe, and they are going to pressure into this tower alongside XXS on the bottom lane. I think they actually opt to go towards this mid lane for now, and tough level in the Infernal Blade, so there is certain potential if they find out Ferrari. JDH has scouted him for now. They're putting some punishment into this tier 1 bottom. No reaction just yet. Any contest being assembled from V.
Doesn't look... Okay, 430, nearby in the jungle. Again, like you mentioned, JDH has been tracking him, and HYM's here as well. These two heroes have not got the firepower to kill him, but with who's coming in, they sure as hell do. And it's all going to come down to the Savage Roar. If he can hit all three, he's going to go for RTK with it, but the Hex onto the Bear, preventing that Savage Roar. They get the kill. Nicely played by Lion there. That's a really heads-up Hex.
Yeah, beautiful play by HYM, and even though the stun duration ended on... run that away, so he's not going to look to Savage Roar on that. Microing the Bear and beautiful Hex. They do get the tier 1 in the meantime, bottom lane though, but still a very nice hero to bring down. It's space down in the mid. And he's picked up his level 6 here, so nice little exchange going Vici's top lane. Do take pretty significant amount of damage.
It's still a maybe slight concern as far as like overall game plan goes for Vici. It's like, okay, they lose their tier 1 tower. Typically you see that the tower trade there, but because it was just a gyrocopter top, the supports had to get active. We're not seeing Vici go for any push of their own, and they've already had to reuse their glyphs. So they've lost their tier 1 tower, their tier 2 is almost dead, and they won't have a glyph to defend either the mid tier 1, the top tier 1. Maybe they'll have another push at this tier 2 bottom. So very much imagine IG are going to keep pressuring towers using this Nature's Prophet. Clinks even is pretty good at pushing. He's pre-level 6, but he's done a decent job so far. And the pressure from IG is going to be much more reliant on taking objectives rather than Vici Gaming, who can find pickoffs with Bounty, with Doom, etc.
Yeah, and they are going to rotate through their gyrocopter for some wave clear as well. They're a little bit lacking on it aside from him. 5 men very strong, from especially if they can gain a numbers advantage with the Air Spirit and the Night Stalker early on. So we'll see if they're able to transition that into some... Taking himself up towards this top lane. The Bear was scouted out briefly by the Observer Ward, but Wrong as well as Boboka are under the cover.
As a Vici though, yeah.
They're expecting this.
Well, yeah, it's either expecting it or they're just going to keep killing Ferrari, because they know Ferrari's up here, so... Seems they're very intent on bringing him down. 430, he's been scouted.
Well, they're going to jump in with the Rocket Barrage. The call down going to come through as well. The Savage Roar does connect onto all of them, but the second so will be able to bring him down. HYM coming through. He's already used his Earth Spike. Boboka is going to try and TP away, but Spirit Lance is way too much.
Yeah.
3-0 in the top lane. Vici with the momentary reaction right after him, and that brief ward scouting the Lone Druid. Enough information to go in.
Well, it's funny because I feel like Vici Gaming, their plan wasn't even to take a big team fight. They only knew the Lone Druid was up there. They just wanted to smoke top because it gets them a Lone Druid kill and then they get a tier 1 tower. But getting a couple extra kills, huge bonus to them. And not just the kills in the fight, they may even find XS here. Looks like he'll manage to get away before Bounty does too much. And Bounty putting down a deep ward behind the tier 2 at top. Definitely evens things up and even swings them in Vici's favor now with the tower being traded as well as the kills they just acquired.
Lane, they are going to run into Boboka as well with the Hex and the Spirit. Off HYM going to pick up the last hit there. He as well as the Bounty are sitting on level 4 above Spirit at this point. Those crucial ultimates for both of those supports. So really nice early on for IG. They have a couple of towers as well in their favor, which is going to a big net worth influx, and they're looking at an early game. QD has a base itself, and
picks up a tier 2 tower even. He will be Midas. So they're going double Midas on... Oh, of course. I mean, your Lone Druid you expected on it. The Clinks. The one I mentioned I wouldn't normally expect to see it on, but it seems this is going to be QD's build 2 games in a row.
Yeah. It's a bit curious how it ends up panning out, just considering that their lineup is so strong in this phase of the game. Perhaps they feel like ROTK just having that trump card in the Doom will inevitably delay it out, just throw out the Doom and at least force them back. But mid lane, they are going to find out the pesky bounty. Unfortunately, no one picking up the last hit on it, but eliminate him regardless.
He's smoked through. They've got 3 heroes ready to backstab, and RTK wants to fight. He goes in with the Scorcher. Who's gonna Doom? Goes in on wrong here. We're gonna take out some of those Night Stalker newts, and Burning's cooldown not exactly getting a whole lot done. Luckily though, the Impale does manage to clip Wrong, and the Earth Spirit going down to the Phantom Lancer. Wrong will get chased down and taken out by the Doom damage over time, so do end up. That was a long range Impale from HYM to secure that kill, but really nicely done, and another good exchange for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, and it kind of telling as the state of the game. I mean, we saw ROTK walk himself into 5 heroes, and the immediate reaction from all of them was hack. With one, I mean, they did have one down. I think the Earth Spirit's still on the sidelines. A lot of heroes missing from map and back off and get pretty much obliterated in that mid lane. They're able to outdistance the call down, so a couple of them survive. But still, again, you mentioned it. I mean, continuously taking these objectives off the back of these kills. So already, all tier 1s eliminated. 2 tier 1s eliminated from map. They're going to be able to overtake IG in that department.
It feels like having the Clinks, it almost feels like this is like 2 games in a row where IG are just a little bit too greedy. Like the Clinks with a hero, if 430 needs to be on like more of like a team fight type hero. Like yeah, he wants to be able to scale well to the late game because Clinks isn't necessarily like a mega late game carry, but like Clinks wants to find pickoffs, Lone Druid wants to farm. These are heroes that both like don't group up well with the team, so it feels like IG are always kind of lacking numbers. And it doesn't really play around their draft as a whole. Like, this Prophet wants to kind of group up a bit, and we're not really seeing everything come together for IG.
Yeah, I mean, the NP, Clinks, Night Stalker, and Earth Spirit kind of want to do the same thing, create space for the Lone Druid, but it feels like QD is going to have some space for himself, and he's yet to really get any pickups. He's 0-0 and 0, 11 minutes in. They are going to try and find this tier 1 top. Glyph is not available. They will be able to grab it up. Success picks up the last hit. The PL is inbound, though. He's as well, but it doesn't seem like any backup is in though for him, so for now they're just finding trades across the map. JDH is playing, he'll pick up his level 6 here momentarily, is an essential point in the game for me. They are going to roll in towards him though. Gotta walk off, and as they were hexed up just in time, Boulder Smash, but it's slightly, and Bounty Hunter will escape at a pivotal time to pick up his.
Yeah, I look at this game and like difference between the 2 teams to me more than anything has just been the bounty versus the Earth Spirit. The bounty has been so incredibly successful with all his rotations. He's set up a ton of kills for his team, and he's denied a lot of this vision through his Sentry Ward play. On the Radiant side, this Earth Spirit's been very ineffective. He's 0-3. He's only been involved in the 1 counter kill, and the hero pick has just not really justified itself yet.
Yeah, they were unable to really find trades in the season as well because it was a Night Stalker who's also an aggressively natured. TK has already been active. He's looking to use this Doom again. Hex, bottom lane, they'll get it off onto with the track.
Maybe not a kill still. It's he doesn't hit the Boulder Smash on RTK.
Yeah, Rocket Bro is going to come through as well. Oh, the Sprout there just in time from XXS. ROTK though with the Scorcher chase him down, and Burning manning up against the Prophet. He's gonna take some tower damage here though. Oh, the magic stick.
I guess.
Burning a lot.
Yeah, he stays alive long enough to get the kill. Meanwhile, mid lane they're gonna lose 430 again, and IG just getting run over. IG channeling a bit of his. I feel like that was the ROTK influence, where ROTK's diving the base, and you're just like, ooh, we're diving. Burning would never have dived there in like a past team, I feel, but put him on a team with ROTK, and you know. He finds a little something I didn't realize he had inside of him, that bit of extra aggression. And
there's only so much overextension have on a team, and now that Ice has left, Burning is free to do all of that. Although when Ice does it, to be fair, he generally finds really good.
Yeah. I don't know if a Gyro for a Nature's Prophet is a good trade, but the overall what was going on the map was good because they were killing the Lone Druid. They'd also got the Doom kill and the Clinks, so it was a 4 for 2 trade or 4 for 1 trade. Yeah, 4 for 1 trade because RTK TP'd out. Well, so it was a great exchange for Vici Gaming, but Burning, like his world was basically a 1 for 1. So I don't know about that.
Either way, they're continuing to, I mean, more or less establish control all across this map. This Radiant jungle is furthest thing from safe with JDH up, having that impact. He can immediately pop a smoke, and the sentry's going to get down.
And he puts an
Played as
observer
well.
ward out of the sentry range as well. Like,
Void? Oh, he's going to be able to
oh
shadow
my gosh,
off.
he goes invis during the TP.
Yeah.
He would have actually got the void if not for that invis.
Mhm.
Well played, well played.
He'll be able to tee out to the mid lane as well, so they are looking forward. They have vision up on the wave of the Prophet top, so if they're really swift pick here, probably mean this tier 2. Either way, they're going to put pressure into it, and JDH is actually of the Prophet.
I mean, ultimately, you cancel the teleport scroll, he's got teleportation as well, so he's got plenty of ways to TP, but a Phantom Lance with Boots of Travel, it's not about the TP, it's about the kill. XXS suddenly going to find a PL coming on in. They're saving the Shuriken for the TP cancel. There we go. Makes him recast it, and they'll bring him down. Nicely played, and it's again that Boots of Travel pickup from CTY, giving him that global presence, and
Yeah,
IG say, they're top, let's go try and find someone bottom, and it could be Burning on the receiving end. Actually, HYM, he runs into the Night Stalker now, so possibly saving Burning's life, but no, Vici Gaming, they want to fight, they come in with the Doom, ROTK goes in on wrong, drops the cooldown as well, and it's about just a Lion casualty on the side of Vici Gaming, but it's IG looking like they may take multiple losses here. Cutie gets a Skeleton walk away on 10 HP, and they've taken out Burning. And unfortunately for ROTK, with the Entangle up, Ferrari may actually be able to clean up this fight. The Midas giving him that little bit of extra attack speed, and all it's going to take is, well, one more route, I want to say, for ROTK to go down. The Savage Roar, can they get the route? Doesn't look like it. And it's PL. He's everywhere. The Shuriken going to bounce through, secure that kill. And CTY is just cleaning up here on the PL. He's 4-0-4. Unfortunately, RTK does end up going down for Vici Gaming, but Ferrari just could not find the route.
Well, in that, being a 3-for-3 overall, it's 3 track kills going. And unfortunate QD gets out. If RTK probably would have killed him with a Scorcher, survive with 9 HP. Either way, as I think you touched upon real tipping factor, and that's just the PL with these travels. He's active everywhere across the map, able to clean up Ferrari, who probably would have survived. They will on the gyro here, though, and probably get Burning. Burn would have finished him off, even if the right click to come through. But they're going to re-engage here with the hack. Onto wrong, Rolling Boulder comes through. They're going to get a silence off onto 2 as well. And now JH Turtail and running. The mech is going to be popped up. They're going to look to press forward. Earth Spirit's out of all his spells, and he'll be slammed.
Yeah, that Magnetize is doing absolutely nothing as IG get the return kill, the return track kill, but still, again, losing Burning. At some point, you're going to be a little bit concerned for Burning's side in progression if he keeps going down as he has been. But overall, Vici Gaming looking solid still. IG have to, that Radiance timing for 4:30 is going to be the big thing here. Not so much the timing of it, like it's more just getting it up as soon as possible. It needs to happen, and 4:30, it's struggling to find places to farm. Even he bought the Radiance recipe before he died, I think, just so he didn't lose money. But right now, making that jump to the Relic is going to take some time.
Yeah, and it's probably the merits of the early Bounty Hunter pick. I mean, saw them forego Lone Druid it away for that Doom early on because they planned on taking over this Radiant jungle early on if their Bounty Hunter could start, and they have choked Ferrari out of any place on the map to farm. ROTK is being scouted out though. He's gonna get Crippling Feared up. The boulder will come through. They rip off. This boulder smash will connect this time. One right click being in XSS.
It's starting to turn into like a Clinks game in the sense that QD's finally like fulfilling his role. He's almost like becoming the bounty hunter of IG, just a bounty hunter that can get a lot more kills because he does more damage. Like he's roaming around, gets a death pact up, finds heroes, and then just kills them off with like the either global TP from the Nature's Prophet, the long range initiation from an Earth Spirit. He's kind of swinging this game's balance back in IG's favor.
And for Vici, it's not the easiest for them to just back off into a Roshan with the Clinks being available, the Prophet, and they just have the greatest lineup to melt it down. So that is kind of their correct style of plays here, is that they want to keep us map control. They want to keep finding small pickoffs, take objectives off the back of that, and choke Ferrari out of the map. But that is going to be a nice play to pay up their time. And speaking of Roshan,
wow,
will this smoke
pop?
Though?
It doesn't pop though. They don't get close enough. They've snuck by.
And this is
XXS doesn't even have treants. He's just there to tank Roche. prevent those bashes onto the Clinks to make sure they can bring it down as fast as possible. They'll lose wrong on the Night Stalker, but I think getting an Aegis on a Clinks at this stage of the game, he's such a scary threat. The Desolator is well worth it. Success just needs to TP himself out of here. QD gonna skeleton walk away, and really nice find. The Night Stalker casual. I mean, at this point, Night Stalker is kind of a 5 position hero. Like,
sure.
Well, I don't really. It's not like Earth Spirit's a 4, so they basically have 2 hard supports between their 2 supports. But you're not too worried about a Night Stalker death.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it. It also delays the timing of Vici. It's gonna make it. It's gonna dissuade them from trying to go for, at the very least, trying to go for high round. So it's a really nice pickup for them to be able to find, and maybe allows the Clink to get aggressive, which is quote-unquote safer areas of the map for Ferrari. You mentioned how important that is for him to get up his Radiance. And I mean, a couple minutes ago, I looked at him, he had 800 gold on him and more than 2,500 up on Ferrari. So he's not aeons away at Radiance, which he once was. QD is going to get tracked up. ROTK doesn't look like he's willing to expend the Doom just yet. Thanks. Radiant Sentry, he walks under it. They look for the roll and the dust, and they will find the dust. Boulder smash off as well. The grip is there, and they'll be able to on ROTK. They get the mech off from the low ground, but dead Doom. 36 seconds on the sideline, gonna give Ferrari maybe enough time to get close to this relic. Not there.
And that's so much what all of this is about. Like, getting a close and Aegis allows him to just find more kills, but it's about finding kills, more about giving time for the bear to get that range. Because that's when you can start grouping up and fighting and getting a lot more done.
20 minutes in, it's not going to be the greatest timing for Ferrari here, but it won't be horrendous, all things considered. And they'll look to put some pressure into this tier 1 with the Aegis up onto Q and the Doom on the sidelines for another second. Strafe going to be popped up. They'll be able to burst this down and probably make it out scot-free. They've TP ROTK now. They've left the bear there as well.
And overall, the net worth difference between the two teams has been negated over 3,000 lead for Vici Gaming, so it's never anything that substantial, and all it took was these like Midases to kick in, you get a Roche kill, and start finding some kills for yourselves. It may be Vici with 17 kills to 8, but as things stand right now, I feel like IG's in the better position. They've got all their cores farming. You look at Vici Gaming, Burning's not exactly farming all that well. They've got a very farm bounty hunter who's got a good timing on his mech, but end of the day, it's your cores are the ones you want to prioritize their farm on, and Burning is just not really where he needs to be. He's stacking Ancients. This is going to be kind of the plan for Vici Gaming to fall back to.
Yeah, they really on come to the aggression, but it seems at this point that the minus definitely or fruit. I mean, you're up against Track. You're down 9 kills in a game that only has 5, and yet you're making net worth. So really nice try to be in the position there, and they're going to see this too, but to get this up 100 gold away from Ferrari, so I'm not willing to take a fight at this point. Ace is minutes left for QD, so they can get up that Radiant and smoke immediately. And RPK as well has gone for this Shadow Blade. Don't be a bad towards that mid lane and look for an open. There's vision everywhere, both sides, protection as well. So it's gonna be tough for him to get in with the Shadow Blade. JDH, he's gonna be scouted out. Going there, they get the root on the first hit. Like even with the mechanism, take that mech off the field. That's our full Radiance up for Ferrari soon to come out. Well, immediately smoke. And they'll have a minute left on this.
With the Radiance, this is not an easy fight for VG to take. They're missing the bounty hunter who's their mech. He's also the track, also trading kills. You want to have that track in play, and CTY, they get vision of him up in the top lane, but they're going to change targets and go for RTK instead. RTK always that juicy little kill to get.
Yeah. It's a nice one for the grab, and 2D first scouting things out, trying to find more from it, but with the Lynx, with a Desolator, and this bear to clean up wave mid lane, no Doom on the field, bounty hunter just respawning. They should be able to put they do see Burning.
That high ground ward that the proc landed earlier will lead to a kill on Burning. He spends his money, buys the Manta recipe, and now
casually chaosing it, and I'm gonna get the Ancient stack as well.
Yeah, exactly. Burning finished on the smaller ones, but all the big, bountiful ones are being taken by IG. Big swing going their way, and that was purely the He just proper keep up. Actually, the sentry planted the observer on a sentry. The sentry doesn't provide after the first 10 seconds.
Right.
You no longer get the vision of the sentries. Vici had no idea that ward had been planted.
And a false sense of security perhaps as well, placing down the sentry a little bit earlier. So that is a huge kill onto Burning. And if his item progression, it's gonna stifle him a bit. He goes for the Manta style recipe, of course, buying out reliable gold, and he's gonna be now about 7 away from that ultimate orb, while IG are ready to fight.
This is going to get tricky. I feel very much at this stage it's CTY who's kind of the carry and Gyrocopter who's just like that maybe secondary slight source of DPS. Hopefully they can land a good cooldown, 7 kills. Again, we are seeing a great showing. CTY last game going like 10-0. Again, this time around he's 5-0, hasn't died. He plays his PL in the mid lane so well. There's a lot of on his shoulders.
For sure, and you mentioned, I mean, we haven't seen him involved in any of these micro skirmishes recently. Avoided IG, and they've been able to find other picks on the BH, on the Doom, so his team fight power has yet to do a lot of work early on. See what TY is able to get done. Manta gonna come out for Burning was probably just a low-hanging fruit after going for a Yasha mid lane. They do get the silence off onto him. The Boulder Smash is there as well, but the counter initiation for Lion, he'll get the Impale off. HYM will survive with the Greaves, however. They have the Doom onto QD. The Aegis has expired at this point, and try to bring down the Earth Spirit on the backlines. He will be able to walk away for the timing. Shuriken, though, it bounces through. Now the call down. It's gonna... It's still burning away onto the... Have the track... Onto the diffuse blade. They'll be able to track him down. There, you know, the river from the backlines does pick up a kill.
Oh, this diffusal. CTY is just wrecking IG by himself right now, but unfortunately doesn't have a way to cancel TPs. He needed the Infernal Blade, which I believe was still on cooldown as the TP went out. Just level 2 on the Infernal Blade, and I want a close to even fight, but very much Vici Gaming with the edge because they killed both the carries. It was a 3 for 3. Yeah, okay, not even a close to even. When I take that back entirely, it was a 2.5k gold swing. You've got track money that went the way of Vici Gaming, and you killed the 2 cores. So it looked like a questionable Doom at the start because it's like, okay, you can't actually kill the Clinks during it, but it prevented him using his Skeleton Walk and mobility, and once the BKB wore off, it was still doomed, and then they could focus him down using the PL, so...
Yeah, and it negates a lot of their damage as well. Being scared to man up in the fight, so it did look like early on that IG were going to be able to outlast them, but the PL, we talked about it, how much work he was able to do in that fight, and we hadn't seen the virtues of all his farm at any time recently. He sits atop the net worth as king, and definitely looked it in that last fight. They will pick up a point booster on Raw, and he's got 1,500 gold as well, so the extra 1,500 there once they pick up Ag could get a bit of an edge if they're able to burst down the PL or the Gyrocopter early on. That could be bode well for IG's team.
I think it's really important to have that vision against a bounty of all heroes. Like having a gem, and it's the gem plus the Ags on Night Stalker just negates what Vici are getting this bounty hunter. Every single fight we're seeing, like the bounty is always providing information for his team, not just in the track, but like, now he's keeping tabs of where 430 is. He's setting up for these kills. So all of this scouting information he provides gets taken away once the Night Stalker has Ag's gem, because bounty at that stage of the game, he can't play as balls as he is right now, because he's just going to get continually kicked off unless it's daytime.
Yeah, he's giving them a lot of intel. 2 deep wards right now for the Dire side. 1 just planted in that mid lane. The other going to expire here shortly up on the cliff, but been able to keep tabs on who's farming, and he will get the track off onto Q. Well, bottom lane. They are going to pop Darkness though, and this is going to dissuade Vici from walking uphill with HYM and Burning. They will slowly, but it seems that everyone from the Radiant side will be able to get themselves away from any risk. Just gonna shot in this bot lane. 2,400 gold on top of the Manta style. Do you feel like he goes for something like a Basher here? Blocks the TP. Oh, they are gonna find Clinks though. In the meantime, as that Triumvirate smoked up, they get the... Well, they're looking to forward. They have that vision in the mid lane. Wrong's gonna get hit up with the homing missile, but it looks like he'll be away from any danger when that does happen. And immediately XSS gonna up towards that top lane. CTY.
Needs to be careful.
Yeah.
Okay, no blink deck. We saw the blink deck last game from CTY. This time around, hasn't picked it up just yet, but okay. Mid lane, fair. They want to bring it down. Savage Roar comes out and it looks like it'll keep it alive.
Good spell. Very, very good spell.
Can confirm.
Can see that being nerfed from. Other than that, XXX, he's in risky TP here behind end lines. He gets the Sprout off onto HYM. He'll be able to blink dodge. Find a straggler, but found a little bit more than he wanted to. Sprout Vision showing him a couple of.
And again, we see big ancient stacks going the dire way continually, and that's something which is getting Burning back in this game. He's got Manta Style and another 1400 gold already. This time around, no ward on the high ground to help them contest it. They're going to smoke up and head that way, and also Roche's respawn. So not just the ancient stacks, but the fact that there's this just dark side of the map. You want to get wards down, you want to be in a position where you can contest Roche. They even got any wards to plant down. It looks like they're actually starved for wards. Yeah, Tree and Scouts, and here they go. From the north, they're looking to go from low ground to high ground, which is going to be tricky in itself. What boulder smash! Catches out 3 on the high ground, but Boca then gets the silence off. Burning is going to manta his way out of this one and help bring down the Night Stalker to start things off. QD on the front lines. He BKBs before the Doom, which allows him to kill off ROTK. Need a 2-for-1 so far in IG's favor. I'm not sure if it's going to remain that way. CTY are going to probably look to... Oh, he's chasing elsewhere by QD. Meanwhile, the Doom's still going through. He's going to go down, but he does as much damage as possible. XXS, he's going for Burning. He doesn't get it. But Boca can't finish him off as well, and JDH is going to look to clean up, and this is going to be a complete team wipe if they can get this kill. Where is that PL? CTY is coming back in soon, but looks like but Boca's managed to bowl his way away. That was a very... so over onto the side, it looks like Lone Druid died to the PL. That was where he was chasing.
And once again, I mean, same as the case in the mid lane, it looked really good for IG early on. Huge boulder smash coming out from Boca, and unfortunately what they did was they initiated on the PL, who's got Diffusal with a crippling fear. 3 heroes looking to take him out. The Fear looking to take out the backlines while they burst him down, but immediately CTY, the player that he is going to perk up that silence, gets the doppelganger off, is ready to fight, and punish for it. The Night Stalker going to be brought down early on by CTY, pretty much solo, and then everyone else able to rotate in. Another thing that happened really unfortunate was that the Sprout from XXS's Nature's Prophet gave his clinks from the rocket barrage of the gyrocopter, and it trapped him in the trees, and he ended up tanking the whole thing solo. So Burning able to burst him down and then make way from the Earth Spirit at the end, who had already expended his had no right click then.
And that was one of the first fights. Unlike the last fight, it actually looked like the Clinks may survive the Doom there. It was just like the last tick, after his BKB were off, there was just enough damage from Gyrocopter to bring down. So that could have well made a difference. If he survives, he maybe gets up another death pack, then he's back to at least 500 or 600 HP. And he's in a position where he can finish off, the Gyrocopter survived a couple hundred HP. If they kill the Gyro, the Bounty Hunter maybe becomes an easy kill. So it's still... the big problem is it's the C2I problem. You kind of mentioned how they engage on him. It's like they engage on him because it does force him back to play defensively, but then, like you say, they don't kill him. And if they don't engage with him, he kills them. The CTY is going to be a big problem, whether it's because he's killing them or just because he's unkillable. And he's going to have he's got a Skadi now, so he becomes even harder to with. This is just a beast mode PL, and he's no longer the sole carry. Burning's actually now top 2 on the net worth chart next to the PL when he used to be number 5 or 6, so Burning has fully caught up and is in a great position.
Top lane, they're going to blink out the Prophet and Ferrari immediately TY, and you mentioned all the recovery that they copters are come to the forefront here, and QD, if he has a Skeleton Walk expire, he's going to be scouted here, but the cover of it for now. Be able to creep behind enemy lines to get the boulder smash off and the silence onto Burning, and he does manta it off, but is it a little too late? They'll be
the Greaves!
Right click him down. The Greaves, keep him up for now.
That armor! He's gonna...
Last right click finishes him off, and then the smash coming through JDH. They'll try and catch him. Meanwhile, on the front lines, ROTK alongside his comrades. Gonna see them fall, and he expends
CTY 1v5. Can he do it? I don't think so.
ROTK sprouted up. He gets the Quelling Blade off, but will be killed. PL the only one to survive in this success. Forward to find him, but this is certainly a hero, a unit that can crack base. Some deaths on the board, and 3 of these heroes do not have buyback. ROTK the only one. He does have Doom, however. He does buy back for this. He will expend it immediately. Glyph's gonna fly.
They're still great. I mean, this is the problem. One bad mistake and you've got an AC Lone Druid Spiritfarer breaking your bait, and that will kill it very quickly here. The Doom, he's Shadowblade up, but he gets hit by the stun from the Boulder Smash. Boca post up, doesn't have mana for a TP or anything. Savage Raw gonna miss thanks to the Doppelganger. Nicely played from CTY. We'll get the one kill. It looks like the follow-up kill is the attempt on the Spirit Bear, not any hero per se. As out of mana, won't be an opportunity to use Savage Raw. It's on cooldown anyways. How many diffusal charges does CTY want to use is the question here. He's got a Lance. He'll kill off the bear.
Yeah, it's a nice little bounty going his way. Shows how powerful he is as well. I mean, there's only 2 heroes there. There were some respawning fairly soon, but you see IG, as he runs it out of base, just look back off. And nice play as well to dodge Savage Roll as he saw the bear turn. So CTY holding his base for his team. They only lit a tier 3 off that.
Very neck and neck game here. We haven't neither has more than a 5,000 gold lead. It was IG around that point, maybe 4 or 5 minutes ago. But as things stand right now, either team can take this game 3 decider and going to come down to some of the execution. I do feel like, in general, in the late game, things will swing a bit better for IG just because of what the Night Stalker brings to the table. When he's got level 3 ultimate even more so, the uptime on his ultimate and the vision advantage IG are going to get makes it very hard for Vici Gaming. They've got a BKB on Doom at least, so he can try and guarantee... He has to get his Doom off in a fireline, which is what he needs the BKB for. And he's not getting Doom off, Vici Gaming get team wiped, I feel.
There are a couple of good targets for the Doom, but if he's forced to Doom someone like the Nature's Fit, or once again, we've seen the with BKB or vision advantage, it could turn bold for IG. Yeah. So we've yet to see the virtues of the Ags yet. He does get a little D-War, but yeah, you mentioned that will gonna occur fairly soon as his recently used one cools down, and Roche still not gonna be up for a while for either team. I see things stagnate a little for now. Does seem like they're gonna sit back and wait for some of these items and look at a favorable engagement with the XXS, which has picked Scythe of Vice on the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, and with this item gets even better when you put a Blink Dagger too, because it allows you like TP into a safe spot and then find that Blink Hex, and then you put one of these BKB heroes. Talk about RTK having to go off Doom, and he's trying to do so with the BKB. Against the Sheepstick, there's no guarantees there, so... Yeah. And RTK, known for playing too aggressive and running in sometimes with too much, it's very likely full play to that, I feel.
Yeah, we talked about how tough it is a game for him to put Shadowblade with the BH on his side as well, and it's also tough against the Radiance to blink. He really had very little choice. Jump forward, Boulder Smash, it's going to connect. Silence onto 2 as well. Lion immediately burst JDH out of fray. He will be brought into the last right click from QD, and now Burning trying to turn RTK. He's got the BKB up. They do up QD. Burning sprouted up back lines. Do end up losing the Night Stalker to PL. Radiance still Burning in a little bit of trouble, and now CTY to his own will bring down the Earth Spirit though.
Oh, Prophet's looking for Burning. Doesn't get vision of, I don't believe. Oh, he had the blink and everything. He had Blink Hex, but didn't quite be in the correct spot. Now CTY's hunting him. He doppelgangers to the north. He guesses wrong. Being pinged out now. CTY, can he find him in time? XS, where are you going to blink? Are you going to blink? He's just going to hide. Tucks himself away. He goes for the TP and he'll make it out. Ooh,
unfortunately, they don't get
so much worse for Vici Gaming if they lose their gyrocopter there.
I mean, nothing of value lost for... do they secure the gem still? I feel like the Radiant have it. Oh, CTY actually have it.
That must be the Night Stalker's. That was the Night Stalker's gem?
So that is definitely something from G, and they didn't end up losing any cores, but neither ROTK going down, the PL and the Gyro still standing, and get a gem as well out of it. So actually a pretty darn influential fight going Vici.
I think, yeah, like you say, numbers actually, I think it was 3 for 2 in IG's favor, but again, it was like you don't kill the PL, you don't kill the gyrocopter, and the gem exchange is probably the biggest thing because of the gem cooldown, it's really difficult for IG now to control the next 5 or 6 minutes. They don't know when the bounty hunter is scouting them out. You've got this Night Stalker with Ags, but even at nighttime, if he's not near a sentry ward, he won't actually get this bounty hunter.
Yeah, things are gonna get...
And that's going to be during Roche time. So IG's, I mean, I guess Roche is okay because you just drop a sentry by Roche, but just in general, not being able to find pickoffs easily. Well, okay, as I say that, they've got the sentries in the right spot. JDH has been caught out, so good proactive sentry. Oh, they got the gem right back.
And yeah, that
No
is...
problem. Let's ignore everything we've been saying.
That is rough for JDH. Maybe you don't play as aggressive as you have been for the first 35 minutes with a gem in your inventory, but he was just looking to secure some more vision for his side, but no backup behind him. Yeah, as you mentioned, that's going to be a big loss in terms of very soon. And Dire do have a dominated Burning scouting out the pit for now, so they'll not up, but can't worry about that. They got a base defense to mount, and already
We'll get
glyph
used.
right away.
I imagine they'll just they used the battle cry there, so they did a lot of damage before the glyph came out, but battle cry, kind of one of those spells you don't talk about, but you're so much stronger during that little period where you've got the battle cry up. Your damage output is just absurd for that 6 seconds.
Yeah, and both teams well aware of how pivotal the timing window is in the game with the Roche respawning in a minute, and neither will be looking too deep to find anything.
And
The Radiant back out.
for IG, they really want to finish off their MKBs right now. It looks like both Lone Druid and I imagine Clinks is going to go for that just because of the evasion on the Gyrocopter. ROTK. Got it out. I believe that was the gem. Actually, it's Nature's Prophet finding a kill on the line at top. Gets the kill, blinks out. Vici Gaming looking to punish. They've TP'd in CTY. To chase it. But problem is, these heroes get out incredibly fast. The Nightstalk with movement speed, and Baboka just with all his escapes.
Yeah. And now they have to deal with their other lanes shoving in as well. We've got XSS being into the bot lane, Burn shoving in mid without really any danger there, and we'll get it out as well. Time for IG shoving these lanes enough to scare Roche in a moment. Be up, and there's a double damage rune sitting there for the Clinks.
They're even leaving it there for the Roshan, I can only imagine. Yeah, Clinks is waiting... Oh no, I thought he was waiting for a death pack, but turns out that's... Oh no, yeah, he used the death pack, then minus the other creep. So the death pack up, finds a DD, Roche will drop insanely fast. Even with it being scouted out, I don't think they're getting here fast enough. Vici Gaming are making a move. They may trap him in the pit, even if they're not here in time to stop Roche getting claimed. They may find a good position to take the fight.
Oh, Savage Roar's gonna miss again, and CTY able to get into the pit.
Clinks gets it.
Just is gonna be able to be picked up by the Clink. Will get doomed up, however, wrong. It's gonna be isolated and brought down. CTY is having a field day inside the pit. No one near him. He kills off the Aegis +1. Now QD respawn instantly hexed up finger as well. There's a cheese on the deck. No one's dead up. Just tail and running. Rocket Barrage is there from Burning with the flutter from the butterfly. He's able to put Skeleton Walk here, and a couple more ticks away, he'll bring down the Clink faster in the Roche pit. And there's a cheese on the deck as well.
I don't think anyone's noticed it yet. There's like all this stone remnant on top of it's kind of like hiding it almost, it feels. But absolutely, you take Roshan there, and it's kind of go back before the fight began. It's like, well, looks like they're going to get Roshan, but what happens when they get caught in the pit? And the answer is CTY cleans up. CTY with this Heart plus Skadi, 3.7 KHP, is unkillable. He's a complete monster in these fights. He still hasn't died all game. I don't see him dying. It's weird because I don't see PL dying, but I'm also like not confident that this game has been won for Vici Gaming. Like now more so, that it's very much in their favor, but it's still IG in this with a fighting chance. They're going to buy back the Clinks. They're going to look to make a defense.
Yeah, it does feel like it's been all on the back of CTY, however. Dooms have been slightly underwhelming. CTY has been able to dodge a couple of big Savage Roars and be able to do work. The Sprout as well from XXS. A little bit unfortunate trapping his team in with CTY. They will stun him up and they get silence him up and Rudolph in the mid lane, but
CTY just
hard.
like, he's getting tickled. Reeves to back him up. He's got some support. Blink in with the Sprout. They want to go in on Burning, it looks like, but the 4-staff will keep him back to safety, and QD going to be forced to BKB very early on. He's not really doing any damage during this. Vici just disengage.
And not doing all that much work with the Scythe on cooldown. He'll be up shortly as well, but Burning still has his second BKB available here. They really, wave impending, don't have all that much reason to back out. For now, they'll play it safe, however. The melee racks, that's going to give them the momentum in the lane, and we'll be able to shove these other lanes in as well. Pick up a few items, 4,200 gold up on the PL, who's already fat as all hell. There's a set of drums swapped out for Burning, and he's got the Satan lead up as well with 2,900 gold in his inventory.
The poor lone cheese in the Roche pit. Still no one's going... It's going to be a nice surprise. Next time, like, there's a Roche fight or Roche is about to respawn, someone's going to go in and be like, oh, free cheese, alright. Knew I was hungry.
And they'll walk up to the high ground with their battering ram and CTY's PL.
And I'm struggling to picture a scenario where they kill him. And the one scenario is like they just 5-men up everything on him, and then he's got buyback plus boots of travel, and there's no way they kill him twice. Absolutely no way. So this is maybe just the end of the game, and like that, on the back of just a solo carry performance out of CTY's Phantom Lancer. Nature's Prophet, though, going for the rat play, has the Clinks there to back him up. The Doom comes out, though, and QD, likely to get deleted here, will get the racks before he goes down. He's just ignoring the Doom on him, hitting the range racks now as well. They're going to lose Nature's Prophet. They won't finish off the range racks. Bottom lane, that's where the fight's taking place. So they've gone in. They're trying to go into CTY. CTY, forced back defensively, goes for Ferrari, but doesn't have any way to cancel the TP. Gyrocopter getting low as well. This Lone Druid Bear no longer able to attack, and they've TP'd back up here. As Baboka trying to juke his way through the trees. Really nice bit of play there initially, but eventually he finds himself trapped with the
they've
Gyrocopter.
got Burning trapped.
CTY? Okay, they killed him once.
Yeah,
it's a miracle.
Blink
it's a
Hex, I suppose. Mjolnir doing a lot of work, I guess, against the Illusions as well, but some really nice play from Ferrari in that fight. He's out his
Radiance
hero.
Bear with XXS, it's not done. They're looking for bounty as well now. Has a invis in a couple of seconds, and yeah, we'll get back to safety.
Yeah, but he keeps his bear in the fight. He TPs the main hero out while we finally had a chance to kill him, and he gets that Savage onto the L as Sass TP'd in as well. So, I mean, I was with you. The game looked over, but XXS making the rat plays outside of that is certainly scoff at, and they get the full lane of racks. They lose a claim without buyback, and somehow they bring down the PL to ensure that their base is standing. The cheese will be scouted out by the dire side. Bit of a win for IG in that engagement.
XXS, I was about to say, he needs to spend his money now. He's got enough money basically to have an item and buyback. Although his buyback's on cooldown, so even more reason. Spend your money. Buys a BKB. So like, get a BKB or get the damage item. I was considering like an MKB being good for him even. Just talk about the evasion, the Gyrocopter, but the MKB already there on this repair. The Clinks doesn't have the money for it. Actually going to get travels. They're going. I feel like this is almost like an all-in-ish play. At least trying to force the buybacks. Well, the buyback. They assume PL and Gyrocopter buyback. Only one of them does. Gyro actually buying the Satanic. So when he respawns, he'll be a lot scarier. But he's got to try and hold their racks without the Gyrocopter, and they're not going to use the PL buyback. He's respawning in 10 seconds time, no reason to do so, but they may lose a melee racks because of it. In fact, they will. This really even things up here. Both teams basically having taken 2 lanes of racks, not the full lanes taken by V Gaming.
Oh, QD bottom. Hexed up and will connect as well because of the Aether. They have enough to keep you chasing
He's
forward.
very fast.
Yeah,
he's tracked up. He's at max movement speed with the boots of travel skeleton walk. He'll get out of there. But it's not the full lanes of Rexes taken by Vici. Like they've still got range Rexes to take in both mid and bottom lane. But I don't feel like that's like, oh, they're behind because they haven't taken the range Rexes. They've taken the melee Rexes. They've got the PL. They're still looking like they're in a pretty good position. PL's got 1 item slot left.
Yeah.
Here we see CTY reach that critical mass very, very soon.
Yeah, and something you touched upon earlier is the buybacks area. I mean, it's on the sideline still for QBs. That's still a minute cooldown, and Wise got back to travel a little bit for his squad. So anyone's going to be successful in kind of this all-in rush down. It feels like
they found the cheese.
And they did put it on.
Oh, I'm not sure who found it, but someone at some point went in there, got it. He rebought Diffusal Blade, by the way, so that's where his money, because he wants to have the charges, not just the stats from the item. He had completely run out of charges. He rebuys it straight into Diffusal too, because he says, look, I want the charges, but I also want to have the 35 Agi, so I'm going to go straight into a new Diffusal 2, not Diffusal 1.
Do you favor that over the BKB? Just on going for a BKB? I mean, he has the slot.
For CTY? I don't think BKB. I'd rather see like a Abyssal or even like a Blink Dagger if you want something like more cheap and cost effective. I don't think BKB is the answer to the physical damage. Speaking of, well, kind of not so much physical damage, but item pickups, Lone Druid, Aghanim Scepter. Last fight we saw him TP out and survive, but his bear was left in the fight and couldn't attack. But next time around, his bear anywhere on the field. This Aghanim Scepter, very situational pickup, not something you see on a Lone Druid. But in this situation, this game, I feel like it's a nice item to have, and also means if he goes down, his bear's still alive and able to continue fighting.
They are looking for smoke from Vici, and the bear giving giving Ferrari really no reason to base. XX had himself blink
No.
and the beat.
That's exactly it. What does your hero being in a fight give you? Almost like what is the reason to not have your hero at base? And it's what, so you can cast Battle Cry, a Savage Roar if your bear gets like disabled. That's probably about it. The Savage Roar cast from your hero is like the only real like potential reason.
They are gonna be able to blink the bear and call it right back. Okay, so fine, he forces the back because he was backdooring the bottom lane. Yes, it feels like the game is really up in the air, aside from the buyback scenario that we just mentioned, but
Yep.
going to be eliminated fairly soon. The just Profit longer has that back on cooldown, and Clay's going to have his in 650 gold.
Was the bear doing enough damage to out DPS the backdoor protection? Did you see?
He was.
And then the PL came and saved. That's actually quite important. You can out damage the backdoor. You could theoretically take like a range or the melee rack. So the range has less armor, so you're more likely to DPS through it. But yeah, again, we'll see the bear make its way down this mid lane. I'm curious to see if he keeps going for that backdoor kind of play. If he can out DPS the backdoor protection, like that gives you so many more strategic options. It forces Vici to have to TP back, even when there's no creep pushing, if the bear somehow sneaks its way through to the dire base.
And now they're going to scout Roshan as well for the Radiant side, so waves shoved in. They've got a little bit of deep vision up on the cliff as well to scout out any rotation towards the pit.
Dire vision non-existent. The Gem Night Stalker is back. He's putting wards up. He's giving his team vision. He's scouting out the bounty movement wherever possible. And that makes life now... I mean, this bounty almost has to... they're going to rely on smokes. And the other thing is the bounty can kind of just throw away his life to scout out heroes. But that's not really an ideal scenario.
Top lane, the bear as well. He's pushing in. And all of Vici, except for CTY.
This time there's creep base too.
So they'll take out some of the intermediate structures and just continue to apply this pressure. CTY is the one with the level 2 travel, so he can spread onto any of his allies and get into the fray, but still in a pretty points, and there you see it. I mean, in the base, the bear work. He may be brought down here, and well, this get a little bit of a window for them to fight where Ferrari only has one bear.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's big enough. It does mean, like, because with Roshan, that's likely something both teams go for, but anytime Vici Gaming go for Roshan, I can only imagine IG's, like, in another lane, pushing things out. And IG, they see the Vici side now. They're going to look to take Roshan while the perhaps pays for this, but he's very fast, very mobile, forcing cooldown on rolling ball. They get out of there.
Like, even with the track move speed, take the Roshan.
Come on, Eric Twitch, give me your best OS frogs. Like, I'm expecting a good 100 or so lines of OS frogs after that one. But Aegis Cheese going to the Night Stalker, not left on the ground, well done. And Aegis to Ferrari, I'm not sure that this hero gets much out of this item. Klink's actually had, like, he could drop his All Might, so I'm surprised to see it on Ferrari. I don't... The Acceptor especially.
Right.
I'm not convinced by this.
So it's a bit odd. He can pick up the travel
he is
as well.
The Spirit Bear right now, and the Spirit Bear does not die when Ferrari dies. This Aegis also does not mean the Spirit Bear gets an extra life. It does mean if the Spirit Bear dies, and as well as the Lone Druid, he has another life to resummon it. But it's very odd Aegis candidates. Like, I would rather... I mean, Nature's Prophet's 6... I'd rather, like, the Night Stalker had the Aegis than the Lone Druid. I just feel like Lone Druid is the worst Aegis carrier on this IG tier. Yeah,
considering he has Ags, I would definitely... XXS, he doesn't have himself an item swap, but the Klinks has the Midas, so it's a bit curious to me as well. Being up to burning because they got the root off, but out of it. Meanwhile, ROTK's getting the flank.
They're just going to cut their losses. And I think ROTK, after last time, elsewhere, TP in from JDH, they were looking... Okay, no, he TP'd onto on JDH. I thought that was like a gank happening elsewhere in the dead jungle, but... Not going to find much. After last time with the Spirit juking, he's like, let's just throw a Doom at this, make sure we get the kill. The problem is that kind of a kill is not something Vici can transition off. It's like, Spirit is dead, but more importantly, I want to say Doom's on cooldown. So... It's just a pick-off. It's more than anything, it's a bit of money going Vici's way. Maybe a tiny bit of map control temporarily where they don't have to worry about him, but they're not going to get towers. They're not going to be able to take a fight very easily. So idea, not at all phased about that.
Find the bear. You get the hat off. But they're trying to manage in time. They will be trying for the second time in about their form.
I wonder, did CTY rebuy another defusal? Because he had 8 charge. Maybe he just hasn't used his charges lately. That's probably more likely. But, I mean, all his money investment seems to be just going in, oh, new defusal. Can buy, I mean, he's got the moon shard possibility as well as the cheese to be replaced by an item. So he's still got plenty of room to grow, but buyback is priority number 1 in a lot of ways.
Yeah, for shard and buy.
Yeah.
To go for. He's for maybe the Basher.
PC.
Building police.
And he's dying on purely to physical damage as well, so this is good armor. I mean, it's an item that teammates can get, like someone like a Doom could have bought it, but you get the aura armor does not come anywhere close to what like the individual armor you get of the item is. It's like what the +5 armor aura or like 15 armor for yourself with the aura plus the bonus passive armor. So I think I'm right on those numbers. Yeah, plus 10 armor.
Why not as a fact? There's 10, as I mentioned, completed by 25 sitting on drums right now, so he still has a ceiling to break at this point. Bottom wave coming in, so Ferrari I'll deal with that, sending his air over and back up off of cooldown. Both teams at full strength. Is the Aegis Ferrari's hands, as we mentioned. Unlikely to turn the actual Lone Druid to the fight. We'll start with TK. He's going to have an immediate blink up from the... It's like...
It's a good pick, because he's always going to see Vici before they at nighttime, before they see him. So if he sees like 3 heroes, if he scouts a smoking, he can instantly blink away. CTY, they get initiated on the search rowers there. They've already taken out the line now. CTY left alone. He's got Mantis style to try and protect himself. He Mantis, he doppelgangers, but the chase is on. The slow is there from the boulder. RQK comes in with a Doom. CTY, where's your buyback? CTY, emphasis on the Y, has just lost his team this game. He was winning his team this game. Like, I want to give him credit for all the amazing plays he's made this game to keep his team in this game.
He completed the assault cuirass.
And he just died without buyback at 56 minutes in.
And
I was even like, number 1 priority, buyback. He's not going to give up his buyback.
Look at his gold for buyback right now.
What?
Gold needed for buyback.
Yeah, exactly. 322 gold needed for buyback. That says it all.
Yep. It was a really well set up gank. But there's no reason not.
I mean, this team, you've got like, that's just like classic CTY. You've got they have got to just be like, if you're the captain of RTK there, you're just like, what the hell? Like, man, you are an amazing carry player. Like, you carried our asses this game, but that is like inexcusable. But said, okay, Mega Creeps get claimed. They get the kill in the Clinks though. They hold on for CTY to respawn at least, but it's still Mega Creeps, and it's still a very difficult game to win now for Vici Gaming.
Another bit of rocks worth of gold for the CTY killing worth gold. There's 1,000 gold on profit. 200 on Ferrari, 6,500 on the Clinks. He still finds full item off the back of that.
Bernie knows what's up. He's like, dude, you're not going to carry my ass, I'll carry myself. He picks up a rapier and says, let's do this, guys.
Just some viewers, some free away for it, guys. So
nice.
Here to watch it.
Well, Boots of Travel ready, so PL can join up with this push anytime. Boots of Travel on the Doom as well. Only Lion who can't join up with this push. Clinks is dead with buyback himself. A responsible gamer. We'll have to see what XXS does on the Nature's Prophet as far as whether he goes for a backdoor play or if he just decides to take the fight head on. Buyback status for the Radiant team, very good. Everyone, I mean, Clinks will have to buy back maybe to defend, which means he won't have buyback for the fight itself.
Bear is upon the base, though. So I am going to scout it out for now.
Nature's Prophet going to go for the backdoor play as well. He's inside the Dire base. He's going for the buildings here. What's Clinks going to do? The TPD, and we're looking at At a base race here, it looks like Gyrocopter going for the Radiant base. There's no glyph available. Meanwhile, in the Dire, they've only taken one tier 4. They're going for the race here. Who's going to win this? It's looking good for Vici Gaming, thrown down to about half HP on both sides. Who's it going to be? It's close. The glyph is there. Radiant IG. That was neck and neck. I can't believe how close IG just made that.
Okay, so this may even be slightly RNG based. Okay, so when they
Did you
hex
see
up
the HP of the
initiating
Radiant
line,
Throne? I had the Radiant Throne clicked.
I had the Dire one.
Oh,
I was looking at the.
I was looking at the Dire with the Radiant click. I didn't actually see how low the Radiant looked because like the game just ended. And
I thought they were gonna win.
I thought Vici had won. Like
Yeah,
I was looking how fast Vici killed the tier 4s faster, and it looked they were working on the throne faster. I turned to the Dire Throne because I was expecting for the Radiant Throne to die and then the camera to pull away, and then I could like see how close it was. But nope, somehow IG actually won that base race. That was neck and neck.
Yeah, one with the Daedalus, yeah, he got a QD did on HYM Lion, who I believe had an Impale still left to use the Hex on the Bear, and he hit him in one shot. So
all it would
maybe
have taken was like
happens,
one Impale for that defense, and you win that base race. Like not just, I mean, Lion not taking anything away from, like it's not like you can call that a mistake even. The position you're in is like, if he has a Ghost Scepter, they maybe win the game there because he can dodge that attack. But holy crap, what an ending that was. I mean, that whole game was like, until that CTY mistake where he dies with that buyback, was really like 50-50. It was anyone's game. I feel like the ending very much suits how even this game was.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier on in the series, consistency of IG. Maybe that's just the slight advantage to them here in the late game, comfort with one another, and TY unfortunately going buyback. Probably going to catch a little bit of flame from his wily vets in burning our